Okay, hey guys. I just got a new earbud, and based on the frequency response measurements, I've always said this for the longest time, the past few years, that, I buy audio equipment based on performance specification measurements. I don't even look at the product. So, honestly, I don't even know what this product really looks like. I just got it based on, measurement data. But this basically is the, it came like this. It came wrapped in a lot of bubble wrap. It was a very puffy thing. Let's go ahead and look at it. Hold on, give me a second, my dude. That's in there pretty good. Okay. So yeah, it's wrapped in plastic. This is the EA500 LM by Simgot. High-res audio. Very strange, very peculiar. Yeah. It's Shenzhen Simgot Technology Co. Made in China. It's one of the few times where it's like, yeah, it's made in China. Chi-Fi actually is pretty good these days, my dudes. Give me a second. I'm going to unwrap the plastic. It's in plastic. And I'm going to kind of look at the box for a second. Okay, so this, I took it out of the plastic. This earbud's a little bit interesting in the fact that it does come with like two different measurements depending on the ear tips that you use. It seems like the red ear tips are much warmer and bassier in the mid bass. When we look at the treble peaks and stuff, we can see some differences. One seems to be possibly Harman target, and then the golden Simgot sound or something. I don't know. Maybe not the Harman target. Simgot golden target 2023, and then the other one's in Chinese. Oh, the 2019 target, that could be their old target or some sort of Harman target. So yeah, it has a very metallic text. The text is very metallic, so it's kind of hard to get it in the exact right lighting. So I guess we can try to pull this thing out. So again, it's got some ear tip variation in the frequency response. I'm not exactly sure which ear tip I'm going to be using. So again, let's see what this looks like. Let's open the box. Okay. So yeah, I did glance at what these look like. They do seem to have like a very cool metallic look. One says left and right. It says, left and right, obviously. So you don't get it confused, my dudes. So this is very similar to the boxing of the EM6L. Are these better than the EM6Ls? I don't know. Based on the measurements, they're a little bit lumpier in the treble, especially in the treble air. They get boosted quite a bit, so they should be like pretty shimmery. I really like the feel of these. They're very metallic feeling, very glossy metallic. That's kind of the only thing I didn't like about the EM6L. It's kind of like this plastic, and this feels like metal, which I really like, especially this kind of chrome. In the lighting I'm in right now, I can't tell what this is. Like if it's silver or if it's got multicolors to it. I'm in a very weird lighting environment. I literally cannot tell. I'll have to turn on the main lights to be able to tell what I'm looking at. But it's very reflective, very shiny. It kind of reminds me of the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pros. Phantom Silver. What do you guys think? My dudes and dudettes. Okay. So again, based on these measurements, it looks like there's like an 8.2 kilohertz peak. That's going to be rather annoying, and maybe a 5.5K lump that's rather annoying. So I'm assuming that I'm actually going to like the EM6Ls more than these, but I'm going to give them a go, because I'm going to show you these are definitely metal. You can hear when I hit them together. Metal. That's really good. I really wanted that, honestly, on the EM6Ls. I even told them to like try to make a fancier, more expensive EM6L, and these are actually cheaper than the EM6Ls. You know, these were like $89, and the EM6Ls are like $109. So they come with the same pouch that the EM6Ls come in. And again, I'm assuming they come with different ear tips. Okay, so you get the same cheap, well, I don't know if they're cheap. You can get an upgraded cable, but this is what the EM6L comes with too, it seems. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Maybe slightly different, actually. It looks like it could be different. Gold and black. Maybe a different color. Maybe a different cable. Slightly different. Okay. And then we got some, ear tip filter things. So the blacks and the reds, I guess. Yeah. So these change the tuning. And then, oh my God. Okay, this is something totally different I was not expecting. Oh boy. Okay. So I don't know what all that's about. It's kind of weirding me out. I think they kind of overcomplicated this at this point. I just want something I can put in my ears, my dudes. Okay, and then we got the ear tips. Small, medium, and large. So give me a second. I'll try to figure out how to, connect all this together. And I will get back to you shortly after I listen to them and assemble them and try to figure this crap out. Okay, be right back. Okay, hey guys. Oh boy. So I'm using the stock ear tips, the stock nozzles that came with it out of the box. And you can clearly hear some treble peaks. You can see it, on the box that, no matter what nozzle you use, there's some treble spikes. Like you can see the spikes, and then those treble spikes up here too on the reds. So it does come with a black and red nozzle that you can, put on this thing to change the tuning. I don't know what the frequency response is for all these different nozzles, when it, because the measurements, I'm just saying currently the nozzles that came stock on it, so you get 3 total nozzles. The nozzles that are on it, I'm trying to take this nozzle that it comes with out of the box. I can hear the treble peaks, and it really, kind of ruins the sound. It colors the sound to a obnoxious degree in the treble. The Simgot EM6Ls that I recommend, the treble's a lot smoother up here and more transparent. So the stock nozzles that it comes with out of the box, they're too peaky. There's too many treble peaks. It just colors the sound too much. It's distracting. It's just funky, obnoxious, fatiguing sounding. I'm going to try the other nozzles. But yeah, again, these are metal. I really like how they feel. They feel much higher quality because they're metal. They're not like plastic. And it's kind of a shame that the stock nozzles do not sound very good in the treble. They sound too colored. So I'm going to take off these nozzles, these gold nozzles They look gold to me. And I'm going to try the other nozzles. And I'll get back to you shortly. Okay, so these are the silver red nozzles. I'm going to put the ear tips back on it and listen to them, and then I'll try the black nozzles and see how that sounds. So give me a second here, and let me try to pause this. Okay, I just listened to the red nozzles, which is this one. This seems to be like the Harman 2019 Target, but with a lot more mid-bass warmth. Yeah, it definitely sounds like the treble is rolled off. I can definitely hear, a peak and a cut, some peak up here in the treble. So it's less colored than the stock gold nozzle that came with it out of the box. But definitely the treble sounds rolled off a little bit. And there is still some lumpy, peaky coloration, but not to the same degree. It seems to be dampened in the highs. But it kind of takes away the open, clear, bright musicality that I prefer, because this does seem to be the Harman Target with some lumpiness to it, and the highs right there. So yeah, it doesn't have any treble musicality because it sounds like it's rolled off. It's kind of dark, and then there's still some audible lumps to it. I'm going to try the black nozzle, and that seems to be brighter, and that seems to be the golden 2023 Target, but we can see the lumpiness is even more extreme. So I'm actually going to I think this is probably going to be a lot more colored to some degree in the treble here, but brighter at the same time. Honestly, I'm kind of not looking forward to hearing how this sounds. I'm already kind of realizing the Simgot EM6L, they have some bright shimmery sparkle. They're smoother. I think they're going to be the winners here, but I will pause it and I will put on the black nozzles next, and wish me luck. So far the EM6L is significantly better, or even the audio Hype 2, I think considerably better so far than this thing. The one thing that I really like about these is the construction of them, the metal. They're heavy, they're metal, and I really like that. It's just a shame so far I do not like the sound of them. They don't have any, these were not good enough for me to enjoy music with, sadly, so far. Okay, so I got the nozzle on. This is the black ring nozzle. I'm going to go ahead and put the tip back on and listen to it. Like I said, so far I prefer the EM6L significantly sound quality wise, build quality wise. I actually prefer these. So let me listen to them now. Hold on. Damn it. Okay. I was a little bit concerned about this based on the measurements that there's this 8 kilohertz peak and stuff that, I was concerned that it's going to poke out and be fatiguing and color the sound and the treble to the point that it's too distracting to actually enjoy what you're listening to, especially over a long period of time. So the black things that I just put on here, the nozzles, yeah, they're a little bit brighter than the red nozzles, but there's still funk there. It's colored. I'm not enjoying it. I'm gonna put on the original ones that came stock and listened to them one more time. I think these are gold. Again, the lighting is kind of screwed up in here. They look like they're gold with red tips or something. I'm just going to see if, again, both of them, the reds and the black nozzles, silver, red, and black nozzles. I'm going to take them off again. You just unscrew it. Just unscrew the nozzle. So these are the black nozzles. A little bit brighter, it seems, in the treble, but, colored, lumpy. We can take a break and look at the frequency response, I guess. But, the reason why I kind of wanted to try these. But, these, I guess you can't have, everything can't be a winner. And it's kind of a shame because, again, I really do like the build quality. Again, this is the EA500 LM. EA500 LM. Again, I think this is kind of a good thing because, do you really want so many options that you just want to buy everything? Honestly, I was thinking that maybe this would be, another pretty good earbud. Yeah, this is... Okay, so again, I didn't like the gold stock ones that it came with on it, and I didn't like the reds. Again, they seem to be more veiled but less, colored, less extremely colored, but they're still colored. And then the blacks, they're brighter in the treble, but they're even more colored. And I'm pretty sure that the ones that they came with on the earbud themselves, they look gold. I guess maybe these are the ones that they want you to use stock. I think the whole, it's a good idea, again, to give you nozzles or, ways to tune this stuff, so you can kind of, get the sound you want. But, I don't see people, like, oh, I'm going to change the nozzle, based on the music I'm listening to or anything. Because, again, I don't think it works that way. And also, they all seem to sound funky. So these are the original nozzles. I think it comes with gold. And I'm just going to listen to them one more time, and then we'll look at the frequency response that, kind of made me want to try these. Again, this is a little bit disappointing. I'm a little bit surprised by all the tuning options that they give you, only to be disappointed by each and every one of them. Okay, so give me one more second. This is a pretty long video, but hey, they gave you all these freaking nozzles. Okay, to my surprise, again, these are the golden nozzles that they actually come with out of the box. So again, they come with these red, silver ones. Do not like them. These black, silver ones, I do not like them. But to my surprise, going back to the gold ones that they come with out of the box, I actually like these. These seem to really hit it. I'm assuming, so these are gold. They're not silver, I don't believe. Again, the lighting in here is kind of wonky. But, yeah, the ones that they come with out of the box, they seem to be gold. Yeah, just keep them on there. These, are very bright and clear. Honestly, the coloration on these is not that bad compared to the other two. They seem to be more veiled and more funky. In direct comparison, I think the gold ones with red liners that they come with out of the box, I think it's actually pretty good. I just got done listening to a song and it's tolerable. It's significantly better. Sometimes, after you listen to something much worse, it's actually much more tolerable. So let's actually look at the frequency response, because I think these gold ones are what the measurement shows. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think again, these sound like what the frequency response that we're about to look at looks like. Anyway, give me a second. Okay, so this is the Simgot EA500 LM frequency response. We can see it matches my target really well. There's like an 8 kilohertz peak, a 5.5 kilohertz lump, and then in the high treble and error, it kind of shoots up, which is fine. We can look at the EM6L that I promote. It follows my target maybe a little bit better in some regards, and then in other ways it doesn't. I do still think the EM6L is the best you can get currently. But again, with the gold nozzles out of the box, I believe that's the green frequency response we see here. It's tolerable. It's not horrible. I think I have to listen to it more to say it's completely passable, or that you can just sit down and listen to music and enjoy it. Or if there's too much coloration, again, there's other nozzles. I don't have the frequency responses for those. And then again, the Hype 2 that I recommend, I actually didn't want to recommend the Hype 2 for the longest time because I thought it had too much coloration, and that's what we're seeing in yellow. But over time, I've kind of come to terms with it's tolerable, and it's actually pretty good. And we can see they're very similar as well. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is I may end up, saying that the Simgot EA500 LM is actually good enough. But, let me listen to it for one more second here, okay? Okay, so it's exactly kind of what I thought was going to happen. Obviously, the graphs don't lie. The 8 kilohertz peak, on the green line here, it's not super big, but it's big enough to be audible, and you can kind of hear this tugging, this 8 kilohertz peak, tugging on the frequencies, this 8 kilohertz tone, just kind of in the consonants, that where the tongue hits the hard palate, that sound. You can kind of hear it just tugging on those frequencies, and it's distracting. It's not super bad. The peak is not huge. It's like 3 decibels, and it's kind of scooped out on either side of the peak. Again, I think you would probably be better off with the Hype 2 or the EM6L, because it's not going to have that 8 kilohertz peak out as bad, or that 5.5 kilohertz peak. So so I do think the EM6L is a better version of this thing. Again, the 8 kilohertz, you can kind of ignore it over time, especially like maybe if you were wearing these outside or you're doing something and you're not critically listening, you may be able to ignore the 8 kilohertz peak, kind of screwing with the consonants and that. And it does sound good. But I'm going to say I almost don't want to say that it's, bad enough that I wouldn't recommend it, or it's not. This thing is, better than a lot of things out there with the, the stock nozzle, the gold nozzle with the red ring, I believe. And again, I think it's that frequency response in green. Funnily enough, yeah, I don't see a reason why to recommend it over the EM6L. But I think, for a lot of people, this is going to be tolerable. But I'm having a hard time, recommending it because of that I think the 8 kilohertz peak is kind of really screwing with it. And again, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So I need more time with it, and I think it's bordering okay, while at the same time, I kind of want to hold on, give me a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that this is a pass. A pass, like pass on it. Don't buy it. Don't buy this thing. Do not buy the EA500 LM. Do not buy this thing. It's got too many peaks in the treble. You know, it's mainly that 8K peak. I'm pretty damn sure about that. I added the DT990s here, which are the headphones I typically wear. These things, you know, to see, because this is lumpier in the highs, as we can see here, the orange line. But I think, yeah, the narrow 8K peak, there's a peak there, and it's, you know, it just sticks out too much on the LM. I think this is a you know, just pass on it. Don't buy it. You know, get the Hype 2 or the Simgot EM6L. Okay. This is almost a pass, but it's at the end of the day a fail, in my opinion. I like the build quality though. It's, you know, it's metal. They got really close. They got really close, but the treble, there's just too much peaky, you know, tugging that I just don't like. It's really close though.